Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chaudhary. Here are the top stories that we're tracking for you on Thursday, the 14th of January. India and Pakistan to reschedule Foreign Secretary level talks. Pakistan asks Afghanistan to share details on investigation into Consulate attack. And Hindu devotees in large numbers take holy dip to mark Makar Sakranti festival. And now for all the details. India and Pakistan have decided to reschedule the Foreign Secretary level talks, which were supposed to happen on Friday. The dialogue had come under a spell of doubt following the recent terror attack on Indian Air Force base, allegedly carried out by Pakistani terrorists.
The Indian Foreign Ministry and the Foreign Office of Pakistan on Thursday mutually agreed to reschedule the Foreign Secretary level bilateral talks to near future. The prospect of bilateral talks between the two countries had been hanging in balance for quite some time following the terror attack on Indian Air Force base in northern Pathankot early this month.
देखिए सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आपसी सहमति के साथ ये रीशेड्यूलिंग हुआ है। ये नहीं है कि हमने यूनिलैटरली कोई एक ऐसा कदम लिया है और पाकिस्तान उससे नाखुश है। ये दोनों विदेश सचिवों ने आपस में बातचीत की और आपसी सहमति के साथ ये फैसला लिया गया कि बहुत निकट भविष्य में इनको पुनर्निर्धारित करेंगे।
The deferment of the talks come amid the ongoing investigation by Pakistan into the terror attack. India has provided leads to Pakistan and asked Islamabad to take prompt and decisive action against the perpetrators of the attack. Pakistan has expressed willingness to send special investigation team to India to probe the attack. India has alleged that the terror strike was carried out by the Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed group.
The action taken against Jaish-e-Mohammed is an important and positive first step. We also note that the government of Pakistan is considering to send a special investigation team to investigate the Pathankot terrorist attack. We look forward to the visit of the Pakistani SIT.
While the section of Pakistani media claimed that authorities have detained Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar, foreign offices of both the countries denied being aware of such development.
A US official has said that it will continue to push Pakistan to fight all militant groups while demanding justice for the victims of the 2008 Mumbai attacks in which 166 people, including 6 Americans, were killed.
Sarah Sewall, U.S. Under-Secretary of State for Civilian Security, Democracy and Human Rights, said that Washington will continue to press Islamabad to fight militant networks. She made the remarks at the US-India Global Issue Forum in New Delhi on Wednesday.
And we will continue to press Pakistan to take the fight to all terrorist networks in the border region and to do everything in its power to help India achieve justice for the Mumbai attacks, which claimed both Indian and American lives.
Sewall also expressed concern over the recent terror attack on air base in India, in which 7 Indian soldiers were killed. The terrorists who carried out the attack are believed to have come from Pakistan. The US has been pushing Pakistan to act against the perpetrators who attacked the Indian air base.
We strongly condemn these attacks and we express our deepest condolences to the victims and to their families. We recognize that terror is all too often on India's doorstep. From expanding intelligence sharing to cracking down on illicit terrorist finance, better securing our borders, ports and public transportation, and helping to train thousands of Indian security personnel, the United States stands shoulder to shoulder with India and all countries in the region against the threat of extremism.
India and Pakistan have fought 3 wars since both became independent nations in 1947. Attempts to forge peace process have always been thwarted by terrorist attacks.
Moving on, a Pakistan television station came under attack in capital Islamabad, wounding one person. Attackers on motorcycle lobbed grenades and opened fire at ARY news office on Wednesday. The assailants dropped pamphlets linked to the Islamic State's self-declared province of Khorasan in Afghanistan and Pakistan. This is the second such attack on media premises in Pakistan in 2 months by militants claiming connection with the Islamic State. In the past year, several commanders of the Afghan and Pakistan Taliban are said to have sworn allegiance to the Islamic State. In December, an attacker threw a hand grenade at the offices of Din News in the eastern city of Lahore, leaving behind similar leaflets at the site of the attack, in which 4 people were injured. Pakistan has asked Afghanistan to thoroughly investigate the attack on the Pakistani consulate in Afghan's eastern city of Jalalabad and bring the perpetrators to justice. The Islamic State terror outfit has claimed responsibility for the attack on the mission on Wednesday, in which 7 security personnel were killed.
Pakistan's foreign ministry has asked Afghan authorities to share every detail of the probe of the terror attack on the Pakistani consulate in Jalalabad. In a telephonic conversation, Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani on Wednesday apprised Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif of the attack and expressed his concern and grief over the incident. He also assured that additional security measures would be taken up for Pakistani diplomats living in Afghanistan.
We remain in contact with Afghan authorities through diplomatic channels, and yesterday the leadership of the 2 countries also spoke. President of Afghanistan telephoned Prime Minister of Pakistan, and he assured that all steps would be taken for enhancing and ensuring the security of Pakistan diplomatic missions in Afghanistan and our embassy personnel.
The attack in capital city of Afghanistan's volatile Nangarhar province started when a suicide bomber detonated himself outside the Pakistani mission. The blast was followed by a heavy exchange of fire between Afghan security forces and militants who were barricaded in a house near the consulate. The gun battle continued for several hours before the Afghan forces neutralized the 2 militants. The Islamic State affiliates in Afghanistan have claimed responsibility for the attack.
Moving on to news from Nepal. Nepal's apex business body, Federation of Nepalese Chambers of Commerce and Industry, has stated that over 400,000 people have lost their jobs in the past 5 months due to ongoing agitation by the ethnic Madhesi community in the country's Terai Plains. Over 70% of the country's manufacturing units is located in the southern Terai region. The ongoing protests and the blockade at the India-Nepal trade points for the last 5 months has caused the shutdown of over 2,200 such units. According to Nepal Rashtra Bank's report, 1 day of industrial closure has caused a revenue loss of $26.8 million. The Madhesi agitation in Nepal has paralyzed the landlocked nation, depriving it of essential supplies from India. The community has been protesting against Nepal's new constitution, which they claim discriminates against them. Despite several negotiations, the Nepal government and Madhesi leaders have failed to reach an understanding to end the turmoil. While real estate prices in India's financial capital Mumbai have been skyrocketing, that could be about to change. The reason? The bureaucratic process for home building has been made simpler and shorter, and developers think this could result in big cost savings, which can be passed on to buyers.
The dream of owning a home in one of India's most expensive real estate markets may soon come true for many. There is a talk of a 20% fall in prices after the city's authority cut the amount of red tape needed to start building residential property. And while 58 permits may still sound like a lot of form filling, it's a massive reduction from the 119 previously needed. This means it will take no more than 60 days to get the necessary regulatory approval, which will provide certainty to developers who say that previously the process could drag on for months or even years, with no clear indication of when they could start building.
The bigger thing which might happen is, today the developers do not really sell a project in a hurry, because the replacement, they're not sure when will it happen, because they're not really sure when the approvals for the second project or the third project will ever happen. So therefore they want to maximize the profit within that project. By this, when we are sure that the next approvals will come on my next project, we can launch in 60 days if we have the land, I will probably let go part of my margins in my existing projects.
According to experts, developers have been paying a price for the previously slow building approval process. Once land has been bought for new homes, the interest on the money spent to buy it keeps accumulating as the bureaucratic wheels turn slowly. This should now change, and the new system should bring a smile on buyers like Balram Sharma.
See, this is very good for the sector. It's a very good step for the sector. Why? Because if developers are confident of delivering, the benefits will have to be passed on to the buyer. And with the coming up of the regulatory authority, a lot of stringent rules are coming in, where the buyer till now was not having any assess. He's spending ₹1 crore on investment, and he was not having any assess where to approach, in case of dispute or anything. Today, regulatory authority, once it comes in, it is definitely going to help the buyer.
Mumbai's property developers say less red tape will reduce their budgets, and they plan to pass on the benefits to home buyers. But it is unclear at this stage whether making new homes more affordable will have a ripple effect on the wider market, and what this might mean for the existing owners.
The first major bath of the ongoing Ardh Kumbh Mela, or half-pitcher festival in India, took place on Thursday. The occasion marked the harvest festival of Makar Sakranti.
Tens and thousands of Hindu pilgrims and holy men took dip in waters of river Ganges, marking the first major bath of Ardh Kumbh Mela, or half-pitcher festival in Indian northern city of Haridwar. The day marked the harvest festival of Makar Sakranti, where devotees braved near freezing temperatures to bathe in the Ganges. The half-pitcher festival falls midway between the Mahakumbh Mela or the Great Pitcher Festival, celebrated once every 12 years. The first major bath of the 3-month-long festival takes place on Makar Sakranti.
स्नान करना तो क्या है, शरीर निर्मल होता है, मन निर्मल होता है, दुनिया भर के परेशानियों से कुछ समय के लिए अपने आप को व्यक्ति शांत महसूस करता है, और यही सबसे बड़ी उपलब्धि है।
लोगों का मानना, जनता का मानना है कि हमारे यहाँ स्नान करने से जो मेरे बुरे कुछ पाप होंगे वो क्षय होंगे, और मुझे एक धर्म का नया शुरुआत होगा, और इससे लोग सीख लेंगे समाज अच्छे किस तरह से जीना, किस तरह चलना चाहिए। तमाम चीजें ऐसी हैं जो आपको प्राप्त होती हैं गंगा जाने से, समानता, समन्वय,
Makar Sakranti, which marks the arrival of spring in India, is celebrated on January 14th every year with different names and customs across the country.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India and Pakistan to reschedule Foreign Secretary level talks. Pakistan asks Afghanistan to share details on investigation into Consulate attack. And Hindu devotees in large numbers take holy dip to mark Makar Sakranti festival. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.